What up, tripsters? So today I'm going to talk about this fucking awesome trip I had on over the weekend. So a buddy of mine calls me up. She's like, "Yo, we're doing some LSD tonight. You wanna come?" And I've never done LSD. I've never done any psychedelics. I just tried DMT a couple of times and that was it. But I was intrigued. Like for a while, since I did DMT, I've wanted to try LSD. I've wanted to try mushrooms. I wanted to try all that masculine. So I was like, okay, why not? And then we met up in the evening. We went to my other friend's house, and he's got a big house. It's like his room is like it's like probably 4 times the size of my room. It's like about 80-90 meters. So we had everything. We had like a massive bed. We had like massive speakers. He had all these lights in the wall. Like his ceiling had all these small lights, so it looked like a galaxy. And he had strobe lights. He had a massive TV with pictures on it. All the pictures on the wall, everything, like marble floors. So it was like proper psychedelic. So what happened? So they'd all done it before, right? A lot. These lot do it quite a bit, and it was my first time. And I was expecting, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do one drop, whatever, see what happens. They ended up giving me one, and I wanted two. They wouldn't give me two. They were like, no, just take one first, see what happens, blah, blah, blah. And the good thing is, they walked me through everything. Like from the start, he explained this, blah, blah, blah. This is how it is. This is what might happen. This is what can happen. This is what most probably will happen. This is how it works. This is what it will be like tomorrow. This is the kind of effect it will have on you permanently. Everything. They sat me down and told me everything. I was like, okay, I'm cool. I'm ready. And I took one, and we went into the room. We were just chilling. It was about an hour into it, and they started rolling a joint. They can't come to me, and they skipped me, and I was, oh, what I want to smoke, and they're like, no, because apparently on the LSD weed, it just makes it a lot more intense. So they were like, don't, not yet. And at that point, I realized, I was like, you know what, I'm in safe hands. I'm happy. This is gonna be good. 2 minutes later, what happens? It kicks in, right? So. And by the way, these were drops, acid drops. We had like a bowl with like 50 or 60 drops. So it wasn't no tab. We just put the drop on like a sugar cube and we chewed it. So what's going on? So yeah, so what starts to happen is everything around me, colors become more vivid. Everything starts breathing. The normal stuff you see on LSD. Colors stand out, music sounds better. You just generally I felt like really calm and happy, but not euphoric, but it was nice. An hour and then another half an hour, and I'm really into it. I'm like, everything's like, wow, this is great, this is so nice. Like there was so many different colors coming out of things. And things were making sense to me a lot more. Like my thought patterns were very, very thorough, and they were very analytical. Like for example, I was lying on the bed, right, and I was having a cigarette, and the ashtray was by my feet. So for me to get up and try and ash, I would have had to go up and lean forward and then lean back. So what I did is I just pulled the ashtray towards me, like closer to my side. It's not like a major thing, is it? But the thought that went through my mind doing that was just so analytical. It was like, that's such a brilliant idea that I managed to think to do that. It's just weird. Like everything was like that. So then, yeah, and then suddenly, and then it was about an hour and a half, about an hour 40 minutes, 2 hours maybe. I don't know. It got dark. It got really bad. Like suddenly, like they kept asking me, "Are you okay? You know, how are you feeling?" Blah blah. I was like, "I'm comfortable." And then suddenly, my friend, she came up to me. She was and she put a mango fruit. She just put it in my mouth, and it just reminded me of something with my ex-girlfriend. And then suddenly, all the colors just disappeared. So there was no visuals at all. Everything was just a little bit, you know, but no visuals. And that I went into this void in my head, and I didn't know what to do. I just walked out. I walked into the bathroom, and I sat down, and I was just like this. I didn't know why, and I just had all these thoughts about some shit that happened before, just going through my head, like bad memories and stuff. And I like just broke down. Like I was just thinking, what the fuck is going on? Why? And then my friend, she came in. She was like, okay. And I started talking to her about it. And when I talked, it just went away again. And suddenly, like all the colors just came back. I was like, wow. Yeah. And then so we went out. It was normal again. And then they were about to take more. So they were like, do you want some? And I was like, you know what? I'm ready. I wanna. So I took 2 more drops. They took, I think, 3. So yeah, so we chilled, blah blah. An hour and a half later, this is where it gets crazy. Like where shit gets crazy. An hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Mind you, this was on a Saturday. We were all tripping until Sunday night. So I lost 2 days. I had no concept of time. My phone was off, and so I took 2, and then yeah. So about 2 hours later, I was at the peak. So this is what was going on. I was lying on the bed, right, and the visuals around me were just the same, like colourful, just dancing around, things breathing, going forward and backwards. But what I could do is I could concentrate on any point or any object, anything in the room, like. But I was mainly looking at things that were far away, like the bulbs on the ceiling. So I could concentrate on a specific part and just shut everything else around me out. And what would happen is that the air would become thick, so I could see the air, and the object that I would be looking at, it would start to form into like a shape, and in front of it there would be like a tunnel going through that thick air that I can see, and then a creature would start to come out, right? Like every single time it was the same thing. So whatever I concentrated on was the same concept. Maybe the surroundings would be different shapes or whatever, but it would always be a tunnel-like thing coming out of a mist with a creature. And the creatures were a cross between a fish and a snake. So they looked like fish, kind of, but they were crawling. So, you know, I'm sure you can get snake fish. What are those fishy electric ones? I don't know. Veils, whatever. Anyway, but these were cute fish. So one of them had lipstick. Like there was this one. So, and they would go and come. So this is one particular one would come more often than the other one. And she had lipstick, like red lipstick, like a human. So anyway, so they would slowly start to come out, and they all had personality. So some were scared, some were like happy to see me, some didn't care. Some would just come out, some would be really weary and just sit around just watching me. And then I thought, let me try and touch one of them. And I took my hand forward like this, and the hand was in front of me. It was just normal. As I took it into the mist or whatever it was, it started to emit colours, right? And there was about 6 different colours, There was yellow, there was green, there was blue, and there was pink, and there was some sort of, I don't know, purplish color, I don't know. And they would be emitting out of my hand towards the creature. So it was as if it was feeding off all this stuff coming out. And the colors that were coming out in dots, and they were just so beautiful. And I was just looking at my hand, and I could even feel on my fingertips this stuff leaving. And they were going into this tunnel, and the creature, and I could feel it touching that creature. And some of them really liked it. And they would just take loads and loads, and they would come closer and closer. Some would just take a little bit and run off. Some would just stay in one place. They wouldn't come too close, but they would stay, and they would stay until I fed them. And as soon as I pull my hand away, they would start to move back. As soon as I put it forward again, they would come forward. And at one point, I was playing with them. I was like, no, I know what they're doing. They're playing games with me. I'm going to catch one of these lot. Yeah, I wanted to touch it. So one of them, the one with the lipstick, she used to come forward quite a lot. She trusted me, I don't know, whatever. So she come forward, and I'm feeding it, and it's so close that I can touch it. But when I'm touching it, obviously there's nothing there for me to touch, but I could feel it, like my hand going through it. It was weird. So I was having this fun trip just playing, and then they call me, my mates, and they're like, come on the bed. I see them sitting in a circle, and I'm like, what are we doing? And they're going to do some DMT. I'm like, fuck. I'm like at the peak of my syndrome. I'm not going to do DMT. And they're like, yeah, you are. So we'll sit in a circle. I'm like, alright, what's the worst that can happen? So I was the 4th person. It was 5 of us. So I was the 4th person to take my hit. Took them, everyone, we sat in a circle, everyone had the light up. Pass. It got to me. Took one big hit. I passed it to the person next to me. I turn my head around, and I see my mate in front of me. He's like this. He's like his face. He's got like a what the fuck face. And he's like a statue. He's not moving. His head's there, and then there's different versions of his head, like 5 on this side and 5 on this side, and each one has a different expression to the what the fuck expression. So they were all making up one what the fuck face, if you know what I mean. And I look at my friend next to him, and she was also a statue. She was just still, and she was turning into like a pharaoh, you know, those Egyptian pharaohs with those crowns and stuff. She looked like that. She was brown, like her. She's not black. She's like my color, but her face was just brown, like a statue. It was weird. And then everything was just changing color, moving. I looked down, and we were sitting on the bed, and I couldn't see the bed that we were just sitting. I was like, what the fuck? There's no bed. What am I sitting on? And then everything is just changing into flat cartoons, into 3D cartoons, into 4D cartoons. It's just madness. And there's this sound in my head, like zzz, and it's getting louder, and it's just, and I'm going mad. I'm looking around. I'm thinking, whoa, what is? I couldn't understand, and I just wanted to get onto the floor because there were too many people around me, and everyone was like, I could feel someone jumping over me. I don't know. So I was like, I want to get on the ground, but I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. And I couldn't see the bed because there was no bed that was on, because I couldn't see it. So I just guesstimated. I was like, I'm gonna drop myself there, and that's gonna be the floor. And I did, and it was the floor. And I was okay, and I was just lying there. I closed my eyes, and this sound just explodes in my head, right? It explodes in my head, and I'm just inside this place, like, and it's all white. Like, I don't want to say white because it wasn't white. It was I don't know. Just white is the best way I can explain it. And in the distance, And at this point, right, I had no connection. And at this point, I thought I was dead. I was like, okay, I'm dead. I've done it this time. This time I'm dead. And then I thought to myself, it wasn't like I didn't care, but I was like, oh fuck it, I've died. I'll let them deal with it. And then I opened my, and then I was like, hang on a second, let me just double check. So I opened my eyes and I see my friends still in the same position, like statue and fuckface. And I closed my eyes and I'm like, okay, I just managed to open my eyes, so I'm not dead. And as soon as I realized that, I started to move, like I started to go into this place. And in the distance I could see these little people dancing. And I was flying towards them really slowly and I could see them dancing around. And I want to explain this the best way I can, but I can't. It's like, I wasn't, like, I felt great, like, at that point, but I don't want to say I felt good or I felt like someone might say, oh, like on ecstasy or on MDMA, I feel euphoric and I feel really good about myself. No, it wasn't that. It's not like being loved. It was not like, I don't know, loving someone or caring for someone or being cared for. Sorry, my camera ran out. So I'm doing this on my Mac now. But yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, I didn't. What was it? Yeah, yeah. So the way I was feeling, it wasn't nothing to do with like love or care or ecstasy or any of that. It felt like I was love, right? Which sounds crazy. And I was realizing this more and more as I was going towards these little people dancing, right? So they're dancing and I'm there now. I'm standing there and I still have my rational mind, like the one that still speaks and asks questions, but at that point it wasn't there. I was just enjoying the people dancing. So I got there and one of them goes, oh, come and dance with us. And then I don't know what it was. It comes towards me. It's like, come and dance. I'm like, I didn't even know how to move. I wouldn't have minded dancing, to be honest, but I didn't know how I was supposed to move. And then another one says, oh, no, leave him. He doesn't want to dance. And then the other one would say, oh, as long as he's here, we can dance. And the other one's like, yeah, but if he doesn't dance, he'll go away and we can't dance. And I'm like, well, and then at that point, I realized that they're dancing because I'm there, which was quite funny to me. Like, at that point, I found it quite funny, like, because then my rational mind was starting to come back, right? So it was like, at first it was like, what the fuck is this? What's going on? What's going on? Who are these people? And it starts to like ask questions, and I find myself talking to myself, telling myself to shut up. I'm like, look, just go away, and let me. I want to dance, and it's just like, just go away, and it was ruining my experience. But I think that was just me coming back. So this dancing stuff goes on for a while, and then I feel great. I've never felt like this before, and I'm just thinking to myself, I don't want to go back. Like, if at that point, I'm not saying I want to die, but like when I was there, I was like, if I'm dead, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I'm cool here. I'm happy, and then and I started to come back. I came back to reality, and then I just saw my friends that were all like, everyone was like, just, there was no one talking. I was all just sitting there, looking at each other, thinking, what just happened? Like, one of my mates, apparently he went to all these parallel universes, where he saw himself as other, like on all those other planets or whatever. My friend, the other one, she apparently was being guided by some spirit and being told the stuff which was personal to her, which you don't want to talk about. But now, like, this is it's now it's Thursday. This happened on Saturday, right? So I only just realized what happened, because when we came out of it, I couldn't remember, and I was like, babe, I'll call you back. I'll call you back, boy. No, I'll call you back. Sorry, and yes, it was like a dream. I forgot, and now it's starting to come back to me. So when the DMT wore off, we took that night, that weekend. So we were on a Saturday. We didn't sleep till Sunday night, and I took another 3 pills, I think. So I ended up, I took 1 and then 2, which was 3. Yeah, so I took 6 that first night. And I had the best experience of my life. Like acid is not something that I'm gonna run and go and do again now. And nor is DMT. Like maybe once again in, I don't know, 2 months or a month. I don't know. But afterwards, that's what matters now. Like, it's Thursday, that was Saturday, okay, so it's been Sunday, okay, we won't count Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days I've had time for it to wear off and reflect on it. And it's had, like, not the DMT, because that's separate. The LSD has had such an effect on me in a positive way that's stayed. I think, I don't know, right now, that I appreciate things a lot more. I'm a lot more happier than I used to be. Like, things don't seem to get me down like they used to, like, piss me off. Like, when people ask me stupid questions that don't make sense, it just really pisses me off. But now it doesn't. Like sometimes, like, if I'm going somewhere and someone else in the house says, "Are you going out?" Like, so I'm walking out the house and they're like, "Oh, are you going out?" Well, obviously, and that pisses me off. But the other day, it happened yesterday. I was just like, "Yeah, I'm going to this place." I was cool. And I've realized that even though these things may have just been hallucinations, I don't know what they were, but they have an effect on you in a way that it lasts. Okay, so you see things and you experience things that you can't explain, but once you do manage to somehow find some sort of answer for it, it makes a big difference to your psychology. And we all know, it's been proven scientifically, that the mind has an effect on reality, on what is in front of you. I've been using the law of attraction for the past 2 years, and I've manifested things in my life that I never ever thought were possible. Dude, I went to university, I come out of uni, I got a job, I quit, and I was just like, being a bum. I was thinking to myself, man, I'm never gonna make money like the way I want. Until I started using the law of manifestation, my life has changed in such a way, right, that I would never have even given it a 0.001% chance. It's turned around completely. Like, I'm so happy. I've got everything I want. And now with what I've found with LSD, not only did I make some really good friends and got rid of some really shit ones, but I found myself. Like, I now know, in a way, I'm not an expert, I've only done it once, but it made me realize that there's so much more for me to learn. Okay, and it's such an interesting path to take, because I have now thrown away the concept of the word drug is just like out of my vocab. It doesn't exist. Like LSD or DMT or mescaline or psilocybin, they're not drugs. They are tools. And like any tool that you have, you can make good of it, you can make bad of it. You know, I have a knife, I can use it to... Oh, this was another thing actually. When I was on LSD, my friend gave me a mango. She was like, peel this mango and let's eat it. Let me see if you can do it. I was like, of course I can peel it. Why wouldn't I be able to peel a mango? So I took the mango, I took a knife, I came to cut it, and I could see it was alive. Like, I could see it was breathing and it had blood inside, and I was like, no, I can't. And I literally could not cut the mango. It was so weird. But I did anyway at the end. I was like, dash. So what was I saying? Sorry, yeah. I kind of lost my trail of thought. What was I saying? I could have a knife and I could use it to cut something. I could use it to kill someone, right? Doesn't mean you have to ban knives. It's the same with this stuff. You can either use it as a tool to educate yourself in life, in what your consciousness is all about, or you could use it to get fucked up and, you know, just cause yourself harm. I don't know. Whatever, some people are stupid, they do that, but I think it's more of a tool. Now, how you use it is up to you. I mean, I'm not gonna go and pop. Like, my friends, they do it a lot. They do it twice a week, 2-3 times a week. I'm probably gonna do it maybe once a month. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm not advocating the use of drugs. If you're gonna do it, just do it properly. Just do your research and don't be afraid, because there is nothing to be afraid of, really, with this stuff. Like, even heroin is a tool. You can use it. You know how many medication that we have today is made from that, but then it can also be misused. So, you know, just tread carefully whatever you do, and good luck. Have fun. It's amazing, man. There's a whole nother world out there waiting to be discovered. There's a whole nother reality, a whole nother universe. Man, this has never been so much fun. Like, in 2 days, I saw more things than I have ever seen in my life, and it was the best 2 days of my life, and it was all from a chemical. Wow. But yeah, I've got some really good ideas for this channel. I'm gonna make another channel, and I've got some really great ideas that I'm gonna start. So keep an eye out, subscribe, like. I would appreciate it, and thanks for all the nice comments on my other videos, man. It means a lot to me. So if you want to see more, subscribe and like. Peace.